Hey folks, MACT here, and just got done changing oil on my 2019 Ford Edge, and I thought maybe, and I also changed the AAR or AAM, whatever, axle association, whatever. Yeah, I forget what I call it. It's the new PTU with the clutch in it and all that stuff for the 2019 plus models. I did a video on it before. I changed that out, got the Smurf blood out, everything's fine, but yeah, I thought maybe it was time for a review of a 2019 Ford Edge and what I've had to do with it for the last 35,000 miles. Now, I've had to have a few things fixed, and everything's been under warranty because I do have an extended warranty to 150,000 miles for the next 4 years. So yeah, it's probably gonna age out before it uses the mileage up because my wife's driving it. But let's go over what I've had to have fixed on a 2019 Ford Edge with 34,000 miles on it that I've owned since 6,000 miles, so since just about new. Let's go over and see what I've had to fix and what's going on. Now, as we can see, this 2019 Edge is a red velvet, I guess is what they call. It is a 2.0 liter Ecoboost all-wheel drive titanium. That's right. It's got most of the bells and whistles you'd want. It doesn't have the sunroof and the adaptive cruise and all that, but it does have a baseline of things like lane guidance and things that you would really want to have on it. So we do have that titanium Ecoboost, but let's go ahead and see what we had to have fixed. So going inside of it, first of all, let's check out what we had to fix on the inside, because I did have to fix something, and that thing right up there, yep, had to replace that because the old lane guidance decided to go kaputty on me. Anyway, the lane guidance didn't cooperate, so when I had the lane guidance, like here, it wasn't functioning. It sent me a message saying lane guidance was needing service, and what they did under warranty is replace the lane guidance. So that was the very first failure that I had on here. But as you can see, got the 34,860 miles on it, and it's got all that. It's got the auto start stop, which I've disabled with the device that I put inside, so it doesn't start anymore. Basically it's a manual set, so if you have it off, it stays off. If you have it on, it stays on, and that's how that works. But we got the electronic parking brake and all that stuff. Have not had to change any brakes on it yet. 34,800 miles, no brakes have been replaced on this, but overall it's been doing pretty good. It's a mostly city driver, so haven't run across too much that I had to work on as far as that. But let's go check the engine, because that's where I've been getting a lot of my fits, and let's see what's going on with that engine. Now, all things fair and square, I haven't done anything with the coils or anything. I don't have enough miles to do that. But back here, yeah, way back there, we got something called an EGR cooler. That EGR cooler was drinking my coolant, because EGR coolers on the 2.0 Ecoboost for the 2019 Plus tend to leak, and then everybody misconstrues it as a coolant intrusion into the cylinders. That's not the case. It's going out the exhaust as it's getting burned up and spit out. Now, it mimics the same thing as coolant intrusion in a way, because you get white smoke, but you don't get the misfire. So if you got a misfire and you got coolant going down, then you probably have an internal engine coolant intrusion. But if you don't have a misfire, you got white smoke and the coolant's going down, then you have an EGR problem, which is way back in here. You can barely see that thing, but it's way back in there. Now, that was replaced under warranty, so then I got that fixed. Well, then I started checking the old oil. That's right, started doing the old oil thing, and I noticed that my oil levels were filling up with fuel. So I was getting a lot of fuel in my oil. I started doing tests, and then all the oil testing was coming back. Lots of fuel in my oil. So I went and did some lab tests, got the determination of that. Then I took it to Ford and I said, hey, I got a lot of fuel in my oil. So they decided, what the heck, let's go ahead and reprogram this bad boy. So they took the PCM and they reprogrammed it. And they reprogrammed it by reprogramming the fuel injectors. That's right. They took the fuel injectors and did some magic with them to try to get the fuel less. Now, my last oil test did come back less fuel. But this 2.0 Ecoboost vice that 3.5 twin turbo Ecoboost in my Ford Explorer Sport, night and day difference. That Sport's not showing any fuel in the oil, and this thing's still getting a little bit of fuel in the oil. So in that process, I said, well, let's go ahead and change the oil every 3,000, because I was running it up to 6, 7, 8, 9,000, 10,000 to see where it would get, and I determined 10,000 definitely ain't it, 8,000 ain't it, 6,000 ain't it, 5,000 ain't it, 4,000 ain't it, 3,000 miles, folks. I change this now religiously at 3,000 miles. Why? Because of the fuel in the oil. But I did do one other thing. Instead of using SAE 530, I have went to an SAE 5W40. Why? Because I wanted a thicker film to be on those cylinder walls to help prevent any fuel intrusion from going in. Hopefully that thicker film would prevent the gas from going down into the cylinders and thus burn up in the cylinder. Now, there's pros and cons on this. Some say, well, the Euro spec oil does have a higher calcium to it and a few other things, and it's definitely not going to help you with your low speed pre-ignition, LSPI. So far, I have not run across any LSPI on this. Okay, been running 530 now for a year, or 540 now for a year, and I haven't run across any of that. So I've been sticking my guns on this and running. I just changed the oil. I went with Mobil 1 Euro spec 540. I'm going to go ahead and send that oil in to see what kind of wear. And remarkably, the wear metals are going down at the same time. So with wear metals going down with 540, that means that the 540 is better than the 530 as far as engine wear and metals. So that's what I've been doing. I'm experimenting for you all so you can learn. But what I am learning is that, holy cow, yeah, things are definitely different with the 2-liter Ecoboost. You got to change the oil more often than you change on the 3.5 and the 3.7 Duratec. Those engines, the silver one, yeah, I'll tell you about the silver one, how it's doing later in another video. But the blue one, nearly 200,000 miles now, running 10,000 mile oil changes. Go figure. And that's continuously. So, but it's all highway. But this one's all city. That's right. It's the mom bus. It takes and does short trips and everything else. But overall, that's pretty much all I've had to do with this 2019 Ford Edge. And as far as repairs or anything else that have had to be done to it, I cannot argue. It's got some good meats on it. That's right. Got those Cross Climate 2s on there. Good traction in the winter and the rain. And it's been treating us well. Gas mileage is decent on the highway, runs smooth, and I do love the way it drives. So in a lot of ways, the 2019 Edge, I say, is a keeper. I do have a few misgivings on the Ecoboost, but so far, nothing that hasn't caused me any problems or anything like that too terribly bad. I've only had it in the shop a few times, and otherwise it's been running dependably. Everything dependably is the key word here. It's just been dependable. Did have to replace the old battery though. Battery started going out on it, so I replaced it with another AGM battery. It had a Motorcraft AGM in it before, so yeah, forgot about the battery. But other than that, I'm still on the original brakes, original shocks, struts, everything. So yeah, it doesn't have high mileage on it, but it does get my wife everywhere she needs to go. So it's my review on the 2019 that I've experienced with my 2019. Your experiences may be different because you drive them more or less or whatever the case may be, but this one, she's a keeper. We're going to keep running her and running her and running her and see what we got at the very end. But my favorites, of course, are always the 1.5 gen. Yeah, buddy, you can't beat those things. You can't beat them to death. They just keep on ticking. But anyway, the Ecoboost is where we're at now with it, and this is my experience. So like, subscribe, hey, comment down below what your experiences are in the comments. Let me know, Bill, you're full of it, or yeah, it's the greatest thing, or it's better than a Toyota, or it's worse than a Toyota. Whatever you guys feel, comment down below and let me know how you feel about your Ford Edge and how it's treating you, and we can have discussions on that. And make sure you join my MACTFORDEDGE group on Facebook, and we have all sorts of information there to help you. And hey, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's always got some great music, and Mercy Girl, yeah, she's always got a couple of things to say. She didn't have to go to work today, that's why she's parked and not out and about. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll give you a walk around while the music plays.
Thank you for watching MacT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.